Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Sharon, and this is the second video of my new series of tech demonstrations called Sharon Showcase. I'm super excited to show you a glimpse of something that's very close to us in the near future, and that's augmented intelligent reality. Now, augmented intelligent reality basically aims to combine AR and AI to create a new world of things that are possible. And I can't wait to show you how you can create an augmented intelligent reality program yourself today. So let's get started. All right, so now we get to the fun part where we actually make our program. So first of all, we're just going to need to install Unity Hub. I have the link in the description of the YouTube video or wherever you're watching, but you just paste the link unity.com/download or type it in and you click here, just click download and you let that install. And once that's done, we'll hopefully finish it up soon. Okay, let's just wait for that to finish up. Okay, so now you're just gonna have to set it all up. Hopefully it opens up quickly. Okay, there we go. Make sure you give it the permissions and everything. Agree, install. Okay, while that's happening, let's also download Unity Editor. We're gonna use version 6000.0.26f, which is the version I initially used for our app. This way, I'll be able to help you guys out if you have any problems, since we'll be on the same version of the editor. So let's download this. So click Open Unity Hub. And let's finish the install as well. Once that's done, you make sure you create an account as well. I already have an account, so I'm just gonna click sign in here. I'll fast forward to when I'm logged in, so that we can skip this step entirely. Make sure you agree to all the terms and don't install anything it tells you to, because what we want to do is we want to go to this link you mentioned earlier, and over here you want to click on version 6000.0.26f1 over here, click install, and it should direct us to the app. Let's refresh. For some reason it's doesn't seem to be working. Oh, not 27, 26. Yeah, it should give us Open Unity Hub option over here. So let's do that. Okay, perfect. What you want to do is you want to select Android build support, since we're going to be building this for Android. And you shouldn't need anything else over here unless you want to select your own language or download any additional things for yourself. Android is going to be all that we'll need. You press continue, read the terms and conditions, and continue, and install. Okay, so now we're just going to need to wait a few seconds for that to be finished. All right, guys, looks like they're closing this place up, but I'll move on to a different location and continue the recording from there. Hopefully Unity Editor is installed by then. All right, guys, so now that we have Unity Hub installed, what you want to do is you want to click on projects and then press new project. Just scroll on over to where it says, where's the, okay, there we go. We want to click on where it says 3D built-in render pipeline core, and then just click on the name it whatever. I think we can name it Dragon in AR, and just click create project. Let's wait for this to load up and then we'll be right back with you. Hey guys, looks like our program just opened up. It took a while, especially since it was the first time I opened it up on this device. But now that we're done, let's get started with the actual program. So what we want to do is first head on over to Window and then click on Package Manager. And then we just want to install AR Foundations and Google's AR Core XR plugin. So first, just search for AR. Oh, we're in the wrong tab. So you want to be heading on over to the Unity registry first, and then you want to search up AR Foundation. Okay, there we go. Now it pops up. Click install. Shouldn't take too long. It should be much smaller than Unity Hub itself. So maybe give it a couple of seconds. All right, so AR Foundation is now downloaded. Now we want to just install Google's AR Core. So just search for Google. Okay, it should be the first thing that pops up. There we go. And we install that as well. Let's fast forward to when we're done. This is going to take a while as well. All right, so now that we have Google AR Core installed, we'll just need to download the Dragon asset and our joystick back. So I have the links to that as well in the description. And so what you want to do is you just want to open up the Dragon asset link right here. If you head on over to this link, you'll have the option to click add to my assets. Make sure you're logged into the same account as you were on Unity Hub. And it's the same thing with the joystick pack. You just head on over to this website and you click add to my assets. So I'll have to do the same as well since this is my first time. So just log in to your account, pretty easy. And if you click, I already added it to my assets, so that's why it says open in Unity. But just do that for the first time if you're using this for your first beginning lesson. And so what you want to do is once you have it actually added to my assets, you want to go back to your program and you want to head on over back to your asset manager and click on my assets, and they should pop up. Okay, perfect. Oh, and you got to do the same with the joystick pack and dragon monster, which is you want to click on download, and you want to click on download. Now just wait for this to happen. Okay, perfect. So once they've both been downloaded, just click on import to project, and then you want to import all of it. Boom. All right, you want to do the same with the dragon as well. Import to project. Import all of it. All right, so once that's done and they're both imported to our project, you just want to configure our build profile. So how we can do that is by heading over to File, Build Profiles, and you want to switch to the Android platform. So click on Android, click Switch Platform. Let's wait for this to load up. Everything takes a long time to load on Unity. That's just how it is. All right, so now that that's done, you just want to head on over to the player settings and make sure you click on Other Settings over here. Scroll down to where it says, oh, I think we missed it. Yeah, there we go. Vulkan API. And you just want to click on the minus sign. We want to remove it since our Google AR Core doesn't fully support it, which means you may experience issues when running it with the Vulkan API. But if you just scroll down a bit more, we're going to also need to change the minimum API to level 24 because level 23 and below doesn't fully support Google's AR Core features. And then once that's done, you just head on over to the XR plugin management over here and make sure you check mark Google's AR Core since that's what we'll be using for this program. Next, we'll also need to get an image that we can set as our identifier to spawn the dragon. So I can show you the image I was planning on using. I'll have the link as always in the description. But so if you just click on the link and it should be able to, there we go. Should be able to access it. Make sure you save it. Don't save it as a WebP file like a one over here. Make sure you instead save it as a PNG or JPEG or some sort of other file, because if you save it as a WebP file, you will not be able to use it for this program. So once that's done, all you have to do is, oh, we can close this up as well. All you have to do is just go to your files where you have the file and head on over to the image we just downloaded. And what you want to do is click on it and just import it. Okay, boom, that's perfect. And once that's done, we'll just need to head to where it says main camera. Just click on it and delete it. We won't need it because we're going to have other modules that already perform the same functions and have a main camera included in them. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click over here, go to XR, select AR session. Boom. Now we're going to go back to the same area, right click, go to XR, but this time we're going to select XR origin. And boom. So now what you want to do is you want to click on where it says XR origin. Just press add component and make sure you search for AR tracked image manager. Just click on the option that says AR tracked image manager. Boom. Now that's great. Now you just go to your assets tab, click create XR, and you want to create a reference image library. Boom. And then you click add image over here. And what you want to do is you want to drag your image that we selected, for me it's this one, over to where it says none. Perfect. Now you just go back to the AR section origin and simply just drag the reference library to where it says serialized library. So just drag it onto here, drop it, boom, we're done. So now comes the fun part where we actually get to code the environment to spawn dragon. So all you have to do is just click add component on the XR origin, search for new script. All right, so we'll just call our script prefab creator. Perfect. Now I just gotta open this up. All right, so finally we got to start with the code. Let's delete all of the pre-existing code since we need most of it, so it'll be easier to just start from new. So what we want to do first is import all the required Unity packages. So first we start off with system collections. All right, perfect. Now we want to create a public class called prefab creator and make it a Unity script component so that it can be attached to our dragon or any other game object or 3D model for that matter. So let's just get that done. This will allow us to attach the script to our dragon, basically, in other words. All right, so now we want to set up our variables. So first we're going to do serialize field, which is allowing us to have our variables and make them editable without code. So basically giving us the ability to drag our model, 3D model of the dragon, into the prefab box, or even like anything else that we might need to do, we would use serialize for that, so that we don't have to always come back to the code to do tasks that could just be done by dragging and dropping. So over here, the private dragon prefab variable represents the 3D dragon model that spawns when the tracked image is detected. So, let's call this dragon prefab. Perfect. All right. So now we just want to create our other variables, which are only editable via the code. So for this, first we're going to create the dragon variable, which keeps track of the dragon after it's spawned. And we're also going to create AR track image manager variable, which is going to keep track of images detected in the real world. And so now we're going to use the onEnable method, which basically runs once the script starts, aka when the app is actually open. So over here, all right, so over here, what this code allows us to basically, the first line here finds the AR tracking system attached to our dragon, and the second line ensures that Unity runs the onImageChange method when our colorful image is detected. What is the onImageChange method? Well, we're going to declare that right now. So let's do private void onImageChange. All right, so basically over here, object.added is what detects the images with a pattern similar to a set image in the video frames. And then AR tracked image, this line of code basically checks that the specific set image, aka our colorful image, has been detected within the detected pattern images, which is I over here. And for each allows that we loop through every single image that the pattern is detected in to see if the set image itself was detected. And then we create a dragon model over here inside the loop and attach it to the detected image so that it follows the image. Basically going to spawn it, but that's pretty much it for this part of the code. Oh, before we save our code, I just realized we put image here instead of I. So these two need to match up because it's the I/image that we're transforming. So just click on image over here and boom, that error should be fixed. Now control save and close this up. Just press control save and head on over back to the main Unity editor. So now what we do is we go through our assets and find 4 evil dragons. Then we head on over to prefab, Dragon Terrorbringer. So we're going to be using the blue one for this demonstration, but really either one works. But all you have to do is just click on the blue dragon, set the dragon's XYZ scale to 0.015. Just click this over here and it'll allow you to change all of them at once. So 0.015. Perfect. And also change its X rotation to 180 degrees so that it faces you upon spawning. Make sure the Y rotation is at 0 as well. Don't know why it starts off at 6. But after that, simply click on where it says X origin and drag the blue dragon, the dragon you chose, over to where it says none over here. So just take this, drag it over here. Boom. And that's perfect. All right, so now what we do is we click on the dragon itself and we hit where it says Terrorbringer control under the animator category. And once you open that up, you zoom out a bit. What you want to do is we want to remove all of the functions except for takeoff, fly forward, and the starting ones over here. So we're just basically going to cut all of this off. Let's see. Just zoom in over here so I can see properly. Okay. All of this can be removed. Scream, flame attack, all of it removed. Just fly forward and take off. That's all we'll need. So now what we want to do is we want to drag it a bit closer, and once you do that, make sure you right click on idle, create make transition, and then connect to takeoff, and go to takeoff, right click on that, make transition, connect it to fly forward. What this basically does is when the dragon is spawned, it's going to take off, which means it'll go up, and then it'll fly forward when you control it. Instead of flying backwards or sideways, it'll fly forward. So now we just go back to our dragon. Let's head on over back to our main scene and Dragon prefab is. And now what you want to do here is you want to go to your dragon and click add component and click on rigid body. Now, rigid body basically makes sure that your dragon accidentally doesn't break the law of physics. However, we want to disable use gravity here so that your dragon just doesn't just fall through the floor when flying. You know, we really are going to be breaking physics within this, so we're going to disable that. And then click on add component again, but this time select new script and name it dragon controller and launch the script. All right, so again, you want to just delete all the pre-existing code because Unity auto-generates some starting points with every script, but just as for the last program, we won't need most of it here. So just go ahead and delete it so that we have a blank slate to work with. Then simply just add all the required Unity packages. So using Unity Engine here. I mean, that's pretty much all we'll need for this one. Next, just declare our classes. For this one, we'll create a public class called Dragon Controller and make it a Unity skip component. This allows it to be attached to our dragon, which is the game object. So Dragon Controller. Perfect. So now we just want to set up the variables we'll use in our script. So first, again, this time we want to serialize. Make sure you do the capital S. There we go. Serialize our speed so that we can easily adjust it from the Unity hub or Unity editor without having to touch the code every time we want to change it. So that keeps it simple. Next, we're going to create the variables for our joysticks. So that should be much simpler for us. It's just all you have to do is click private, fixed joystick, and fixed joystick. Then we also want to create a rigid body variable, which refers to the physics component and actually allows it to move based on the physics that we set earlier. Here we have the private rigid body variable. Oh, I know I did that. Oopsie. Okay, perfect. Now we've pretty much finished creating all our variables. Now all that we have to do, again, just like last time, we need the onEnable method. So let's get that set up. On enable, and let me just finish the code up and I'll tell you what it does. All right, so the first line of code basically finds the joystick component in the scene and it links it to the fixed joystick variable over here. And what the second line does is it gets the rigid body component attached to the dragon so that we can control its movement. Oh, looks like I accidentally added a space over here. There we go. Okay. Now we just continue over to the fixed update method. This will basically run at fixed intervals and it's perfect for physics-based movements like movement. So let's break it down. First, we get the joystick input for the X and Y directions. All right, so now what we have to do is we have to create a movement vector, which combines the joystick input into a 3D movement direction. And we're going to finally use rigid body to move the dragon at the speed we set earlier. So let's create the movement vector first. Oh, make sure you don't forget your capitals. Super important, especially in a language like C#. They're really strict about that. All right, so now that we're done that, we can move on over to actually the rotation of the dragon. So for this part, we'll just have to create an if statement. Pretty simple. Oh, I don't know why it's... Okay, so for this part, we're just going to have to create an if statement over here. If x small does not equal 0. So if the rotation isn't 0. And in either direction, of course. All right, so that should be most of our code. For some reason, it's giving errors, which is odd. Let's figure out why. Oh, I figured out what we missed over here. So I know I said it during when I was talking about the code, but I didn't actually create it. So what you want to do is before you actually even get to the floats for the joystick input, again, make sure you create a private void fixed update, which will actually update our code. And make sure you have this part at the end as well. Boom, perfect. And now our code should be good to go, pretty much. Oh, I think we also missed one more thing, which is the Euler angles. So what we want to do here, you want to add the dot between transform and Euler angles, or you put a space there by accident, which is why the code wasn't working. Okay, that is pretty much all that we need to fix up. Now all you have to do is just save the code, click on Control Save, and head on back over to the main program. Alright, so from now onwards, it's pretty simple. We just have to set up the joystick. Simply click on the blank area under Sample Scene. Make sure you right-click, go to UI, and then click on where it says Canvas. Perfect. And now if you look to the right and where it says Canvas Inspector, look for the UI Scale mode. If you see that, then just go to change it from constant pixel size to scale with screen size. Perfect. And also change the reference resolution to suit your standard phone. So for us, we'll just put 2160 by 1080. That tends to be a very common resolution we see these days. And then at the bottom left, we're going to navigate to Assets, Joystick Pack, and Prefabs. Now you just want to drag the fixed joystick on top of your canvas. Perfect. And now you just want to increase the scale from 1 to 1.5. Again, click here where it's like a link icon, so you can just change all of the XYZ values at once. Boom. And then go onto where it says Game over here from your window and position the joystick as you'd like. So the way you'd position that, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is just change the X and Y position here and it'll correlate. So right now it's at 256. Let's say we want to change it to 300. It'll move that way. I think I'll just keep it as standard. I like it as it is right now. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for our program. Now all we have to do is you take your phone and make sure you turn on USB debugging. The way you do that is you go into your settings, developer options, and turn on USB debugging. I'll have a link below to the tutorial on how to do that as well. But once that's done, all you have to do is connect your phone to the to our device, whatever device you're using for building this program. So I'll connect my device over here. Perfect. And then you just want to go to File, Build, and Run, and simply name the file whatever you'd like. We can call it Dragon App. Save. And then you should put save. Oh, okay. We'll also need to change we may also need to change one more setting. Okay, so head on over to File, Build Profiles, Player Settings, and change your Alright, so that's pretty much it for our program. Now all we want to do is you want to connect your phone to whichever device you're on so that we can finally run the program on your phone. So just connect that up. Make sure you have USB debugging turned on as well. If you haven't done so already, check out the tutorial. I'll leave that down below. But what you want to do is you want to allow the computer to do the USB debugging process. Click Allow. And now you should be ready to start building. So go to File, click Build and Run, and this is basically going to transfer the program we created onto your phone. Let's just wait for that to wrap up. Alright guys, looks like our app is just finished downloading. It should open up on your phone as well right now. Make sure you give it the permission to take pictures and record video. And once it loads up, perfect. Now all you have to do to use the app is you pull up the image of our actual colorful image, or what you could also do is you can also print it like I have done here. And once you point it at the image, voila, our dragon pops up. And yeah, that's pretty much all for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any comments or suggestions. This is the first video I did like this, and I hope you enjoyed it. If not, I would really appreciate any feedback you may have. And yeah, take care. Cheers.